Is Patrick Ewing with us here, Fritzy?
He sure is.
Patrick Ewing. Cheer me up, Patrick. It's this a
Hey.
crappy birthday.
Oh, today's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, just, I spilled coffee all over. I mean, it hadn't been good. It hadn't been a good birthday.
I'm sure it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go drink alone. I'm going to go have beer and wings by myself.
Well, you know what? I'm going to have to drive up to the man cave so I can hang out with you on your birthday. I'm in the car right now. I'm on my way up.
I like that. That's a team player right there. I appreciate that. Let me start with the Knicks and the Knicks' future here with, the immediate future with the Pacers. Is this as simple as the Pacers are just a better team?
Well, I'm not going to say the Pacers are a better team. The Knicks are not playing their best ball right now. The Knicks are a much better club when the ball is moving, when everybody is involved, when it's not just Carmelo doing all the scoring. And right now, the other guys are not carrying the load. I mean, everybody has to step up. It's the playoff, and everybody has to do their job. In the previous series, everybody was doing their thing. J.R. Smith was playing well. Shumpert was playing well. Felton was playing well. Pablo was in there doing his thing. Kid. I mean, it was a total team effort. And in the playoffs, in order to win and to make it to the next round, everybody's going to have to do their part.
Could you have played with Melo?
What was that?
Could you have played with Melo, or that stunt?
I would have loved to have played with Melo. I mean, he's a bona fide superstar. He's an MVP type player. And to have both of us on the team together, I think it would be great. He can score in the outside by knocking down the threes in a pick and roll. He's an outstanding pick and roll player. I can pick and pop, pick and roll. He can come off, and it'll be a dual threat. He can also post up. So he can score from a lot of different ways. So I would have loved to play with a player of his caliber.
Yeah, but you were the number one option, though, when you were with the Knicks. It's tough when you're the number one option, and then all of a sudden there's somebody else who comes in. Now you're the number two option.
Well, it would be definitely tough. But, I mean, I think that any big man need a perimeter player, another great perimeter player to play with. You look at Magic and Kareem. Look at all the great teams that have played who have had great big men. They always had Kobe and Shaq, Kobe and Wade. Wade and Shaq. I mean, they had these are very great big men who had great wingmen with them. And, to play with a guy like Carmelo, it would have been a dream to me.
Where do you rank Tim Duncan as a big man?
Well, he's a center.
Well, he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be listed as a center, Patrick. He
may not want to be, but that's what he is. He's a center. I mean, when he was there playing with David, he was a power forward. But in today's game, he's a center, and he's definitely one of the best, players to, center, power forward, whatever you want to categorize him as. He's definitely one of the best players in this game that has played this game. Now, he is definitely slowing down. He's not like what he once was, but he's still great. He's still effective. He can still score. He can still rebound. And he may not be able to do it on a night-in, night-out basis, but he can give it to you when you need him to give it to you.
But if he says he's a power forward, then it's a quicker conversation as to who's the best power forward of all time. If you include him with centers, Tim's not the best center of all time.
Well, you know what? I'm not even going to even get into that conversation. I just think he's great. Power forward or center, whichever one you want to categorize him as.
I had David Robinson on first hour. And I asked him if you, Patrick Ewing, ever dunked on him. Here's David Robinson earlier.
You know what? I don't think Patrick ever dunked on me. And if he says something different, I don't believe it. No, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if he got a good face-to-face dunk. But, Patrick was great. Patrick hurt me because he had that great jump shot. And, he's so big and strong, it's like Akeem, how do you can't stop both of them. So you got to give him something, just make it a tough shot. And Patrick was pretty good, all around with the ball.
I mentioned David Robinson, I think in the All-Star game, 91 All-Star game, you dunked on him?
Yeah, I did get him in the All-Star game.
Not that you remember, right?
Oh, no, I remember that one because it was funny because it was All-Star game. You know, of course, at the All-Star game, everybody wants to shine. Everybody wants to do well. And you know, you're playing in the All-Star game among all your peers, and it was funny because it was really an offensive foul because he jumped. And I used my left hand to grab his arm and then dunked on him, and he was crying, "Oh, that's an offensive foul. That's an offensive foul." I'm like, they didn't call it.
You're never going to get those calls.
No.
Not in an All-Star.
Not in the All-Star game.
All right, here's a question for you. I know that we normally take another approach with this question, but if I said at their very best, LeBron James, and I'm saying what we've seen so far, or Larry Bird, at their best.
Wow. At their best. You know what? That's tough. That's tough because they're both great. You know, Larry, it was funny because I remember growing up in Boston. You know, of course, everybody is a Celtics fan. And, you know, I was never really a Celtics fan. I was back when I first came here from Jamaica, but after they fired Sad Sanders, I just stopped rooting for them. And I was one of those Celtics haters, and me and all my friends, we're talking about, "Oh, Larry, he's terrible, man." The media, they're just hyping him up. They're just hyping him up. He can't really jump that high. And then I finally get to the league, and I called all my friends back home, and I say, "You know what? Remember all that trash we were talking? That is nothing but trash. This man is the truth. He is great. So, you know, all that stuff, you need to shut up, and I don't want to hear it anymore." But no, Larry, he was definitely a great player. He was a great teammate to the guys that he played for. He pushed them. He was a great leader.
But when did you know, though, Patrick, because I know there's similar, I have friends who would always say, you know, you guys you've invented Larry Bird. You know, you hype him all the time. He's not that good. And then all of a sudden they'd see him in person and go, all right, you know, he's pretty good. Or then you have Isaiah saying, you know what, if he was black, he'd be just another player in the league. There had to be a moment where you go, you know what? I'm going to buy into the hype here. This is a little bit different than what I thought.
Oh, I definitely bought in. Once I made it to the NBA and I was on the floor with him, playing against him, you know, going at him, he's going at us. You know, that's when I really knew how good he was. You can look at the numbers and see all the things that he was doing, the 30 points, the 20 rebounds, the assists, all that stuff. But when you actually out there playing against him and watching it on the floor with him, that's when you really realize how great he was.
And
you know, you can't take anything away from LeBron. LeBron is a great player, and he's only going to continue to get better, and he's doing some remarkable things. But, you know, I'm not even going to try to compare both of them. LeBron may be a better defender than Larry.
Oh, no, he is. No,
he
is. Yeah, he's a better defender than Larry. I think LeBron's the best defender in the league because he can guard anybody, a 1 or a 5. But I think
guard multiple positions.
Yeah, but what Bird?
I don't know about the 5. Maybe the 5 now.
The 4. Well, those 5s play outside now, Patrick.
You're right. Some of them. Dwight still gets in there and mix it up.
What do you think Dwight Howard's going to do?
You know what? I really don't know. I hope he stays. I mean, he has to settle down and pick one place and then go ahead and just play like Dwight Howard is capable of playing, just dominating on all aspects. He can dominate a game offensively by rebounding, running the floor, and scoring. He can dominate the game by playing defense, rebounding, blocking shots, and just forget all the other stuff that's been all over the news. Just go ahead and play Dwight Howard type of ball, which is what he did when we first got to Orlando. He dominated for us both offensively and defensively, and we rarely didn't call a lot of plays for him. He just used his athleticism and was able to dominate the game, both defensively and offensively.
But help me with this, though. We're talking to Patrick Ewing, the Knicks Hall of Famer. He doesn't have a signature move, and his free throw shooting is terrible. Why?
His free throw shooting is terrible.
Why is that, though?
You know what? I think when he gets in the game, he gets nervous because he's been a horrible free throw shooter in his NBA career. But you know what? He works on it enough that he should be a better free throw shooter. But he has to. He keeps changing it every year. Every year he's trying to change it. He needs to settle down, pick which way he wants to shoot it, and just shoot it like that for the rest of his career. And then hopefully he'll continue to. The more you do it, the better you become at it. And by him keep changing it, he's not going to ever have enough repetition doing it one way to be good.
Why is it nobody has tried to emulate Kareem's skyhook of all the big men?
You know what? It's funny because I remember when Pat Riley came to New York, and he tried to get me to shoot the Kareem hook. I'm like, Pat, Kareem was a great player. I admire him, but that just wasn't my style. I didn't like the sky. I shot a jump hook, but I was a turnaround jump shooter, face-up jump shooter. I think the bigger guys like Roy Hibbert and those guys, I think the sky hook would be perfect for them.
Or Dwight Howard.
Me, it just wasn't my. Even Dwight, he shoots it every now and then. I mean, Dwight, he has some move. He has his left hand hooks, his right hand hooks. That he goes to at least he did when he was in Orlando this year. I can't really speak on that, but he needs to stop just buying into all the other stuff and just play. Dwight, I'm talking about. But I didn't. It wasn't my style. But I think a lot of other people should do it. Lopez could probably use it. Roy Hibbert could use it. Bynum. It was a great shot. I remember playing against Kareem. And this was my third year in the league, and Rick Pitino was the coach. And I'm like, Rick, we were playing the Lakers, and I'm like, Rick, we need a double Kareem. And Rick was like, no, he's getting old. I'm like, Rick, he may be old, but that hook is still effective. And Kareem got hot on us.
Yeah.
And there was no way in heck we could stop him.
Did you ever block it?
No, I never blocked it.
Yeah.
I almost blocked it one year. We was in the All-Star game again. And this was, if he made this hook, it was going to be the all-time points leader in the All-Star game history. And I went up and I was going to block it, and something told me, you know what? Leave it alone because they would boo you out of this arena. So I just put my hand back and let him score.
Hey, it's always good to visit with you. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you one day in the man cave. You're more than welcome.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm driving up. I'm on 95 right now, riding up.
All right.
Just make sure you open up the door and let me in.
I will. I'll open it up, and I'm ready. I got the hoop here, and I got lunches on me.
There we go. Remember, I throw elbows now.
You were never dirty, were you? Only in college, not in the pros.
I throw whatever it takes to win.
Thank you,
Happy
Patrick.
birthday again, Dan.
All right, buddy. Patrick Ewing.
Right.
I love when they tell those stories. They don't even know what they're, they just have all these memories, and you almost have to unlock them sometimes. Here he is going to block Kareem's skyhook. Nope, don't do it.